6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now it'll start to come in. No, it says 14 seconds. It doesn't come in 14 seconds. All right, so typically what happens with most of these live streams is, I don't even know if it's coming out of my headphones or out of the regular speaker. Just in case it's not coming out of my headphones, which I imagine it probably isn't. This is Gen X to Gen Z. The first thing that is really hard to figure out is your text language, because abbreviations mean different things. So I don't remember what the full abbreviation for the CPAP is, but a CPAP is a pulmonary aspirating something, whatever the fuck it is. But it's basically a thing to help old people breathe. And the older we get, the more likely it is that we have breathing problems. If you're stupid like I was, and you're not a Gen Z, you probably had to smoke actual cigarettes. You had to smoke actual cigarettes. Now, if you're even stupider and you choose to vape because you think, oh, well, this is a much better alternative, then you probably have other breathing problems. I am working on a video about pot and about some of the differences that people experience because they don't trust, one, the government. Number two, they don't trust the media. So for my pot smoking friends, I find it incredible that you don't trust any of the studies about the pot smoking, but yet you 100% trust the mainstream media stories about the Epstein files, about aliens, about anything that says, like adjudicated whatever. But I want to go back to the difference between Gen Z and Gen X just from an observational perspective, because I'm sort of on the cusp. And the millennials are in between the Gen Xers and the Gen Z. And the millennials, I think, really started to experience the difference. But the Gen X crowd is like, holy shit, you are trying to erase our world and make us feel like we didn't exist, and then you're reflecting to your text speech abbreviations to try to just gaslight the fuck out of us. And whether it works or not, I think still remains to be seen. So again, I've got several things in the works, and that's why I just wanted to go live and be like, all right, CPAP. Because I didn't even know what CP stood for, because I'm old enough that I'm just like, I thought we were talking about a CPAP here. I thought you were making a grandpa joke about a CPAP. And when I saw, I had to look it up. I was embarrassed. I was like, I didn't even know what the fuck this meant. But then I was like, ho, 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 ho. When ChatGPT was like, I don't want to tell you what it might mean, because it's possible that it refers to control panel, but if somebody's making this accusation, I don't even want to tell you what it means. And I'm like, oh, like ChatGPT doesn't even want to say this. And I'm like, I think I'm smart enough to figure out what this motherfucker was accusing me of. Oh, shit. He's there now. Damn it. Damn it. My friend just finally got back to me, and we were trying to work out getting together for the first time in like almost 15 years. Damn it. I can't do it today. Not with all the shit that I'm doing right now. But anyway, first of all, I have been threatened repeatedly, but the kind of gaslighting that can happen now, here's where the Constitution and the law is pretty amazing. And why the Gen Z standard now is CPAP Central, okay? Why Gen Xers need to breathe when they're trying to put up with this Gen Z nonsense. You can accuse anyone of the heinous crime of pedophilia with absolutely no proof, no evidence, and no consequences. So I just want to tell a CPAP story here, okay? In the Bible, in the Old Testament, there was a woman who was a beautiful woman, and she was a godly woman. And she was bathing. And this is not the David story, but it's similar. And two older men really wanted to sleep with her. So they came to her together and they said, here's the deal, lady. Either you lie with us both, or we tell your husband that you did. And because you are a godly woman, and because you are a Jewish woman, the consequence will be your execution. Remember that, please. The consequence is capital. The crime and the punishment for adultery in the Jewish faith at that time, with the time of the judges, was death. It's a capital offense. And I want you to remember that in this CPAP story. So she chose not to sleep with them. Say again, she chose not to sleep with them. They did exactly what they said, and they accused her. And they were judges, so they got to, supposedly pronounce the judgment. But they were like, hang on. We need a wise individual to question the accusers. Please pay attention to that too. To question the accusers. A young man named Daniel separated the two. Ask the first judge, under which tree did you have sex with this woman? I don't remember the trees. You can look it up. One of them said it was a fig tree. That's probably not right. The other said it was a pear tree. It was not difficult questioning to find out that they were lying. When you're an old enough man and you don't know what these abbreviations mean, and somebody levies an unbelievable accusation, question the accuser. If you're trying to sling that a priest, that a president, that a regular man is guilty of pedophilia, question the accusers, because justice will be served if convicted. What Gen Z does not understand, because of the way they have tried to manipulate our world, the world that we gave to you by giving you life. We are innocent until proven guilty, not by documentary, not by accusation. And here's how you fix this crazy world. A false accusation, just like in that story in the Bible, should carry the exact same consequence. Daniel told both of those judges, you tried to get this woman killed, and you will be split in half with a sword. They, for accusing someone with absolutely no evidence of such a horrible thing, falsely accuse someone, and the Lord will judge you with the crime that you're trying to convict innocent people of. I want all of the nonchalant individuals that think that this generation owns us to remember we made and the laws existed before we were here. And God owns the law, and he is not going to be outmatched.